Welcome to a day in my life. So first in the mornings, I wake up around 5:30 to 6 o'clock in the mornings, and I start working on writings. So we do have two classes that are more focused around communications in architecture. One is literally called Communications and Ideas. This is where we look at different examples of architecture and how they communicate to society in more context of literature. And then the other class is cultural history, which of course we're looking at societal culture, not just in architecture, because in order to design good architecture, you need to be aware of the societal context. So these two classes have writings that we need to do, and I do those in the morning. After that, grab a quick breakfast, and then it's off to school. So for me, this is my view outside the house. We do not live in student residence. We do rent our own houses, and it is very nice actually compared to student residences because you are living in a house and you have the full freedom of that to yourself. This morning, it was really foggy. It was beautifully foggy, I would say. I don't know if the camera captured it well, but this shot here, I love it. It's not as gloomy as it appears in the video. And it was just a really nice walk. So for me, it takes around 10 to 15 minutes, depending on how fast I walk. I am a pretty fast walker, though. So most of the time, it does take me around 10 minutes to get to school. Here's a speeded video of, I guess, half of the path. Not even half. Like a quarter of the path, but you can see the school right there. It is this rectangular building, and the school used to be a factory, which is why it is like this, and it's not some fancy schmancy architecture building. So here we are, arrived at Waterloo Architecture, and around this time it's around 8 o'clock in the mornings, and that's when the gym opens. You do have to pre-book it because of the pandemic, but I always book it in the mornings because no one else comes in the mornings, and I am a morning person. So, quick workout. Also at the same time, that day, the climate was just so good and the sun was shining so well, like I loved it. So after that, around 9 o'clock, I head to my studio desk, and that is where I do some work until the lectures.
If that's the window, and when I'm drawing windows on my drawings, I don't draw this fancy profile here.
So lectures typically occur from 9:30 to 12:30 in the mornings, and I don't know if you caught that last bit. That was one of our professors talking to us about the detailings of windows. So that class specifically is a very technical class, and we do go through all the things like foundations, insulation, everything you need to know to build a good basis for architecture. So the Waterloo program is very well-rounded. We have both cultural history, we have communications, we have the technicalities, and we have, of course, studio class, which is what I'm working on right now. If you paid attention to my studio video from before, you would notice that I changed my desk again. I live here, I don't I don't focus well at home, and so I've made this setup to be my space, and it really does help me get into the flow of things. So here I am, I'm doing some hand drafting, not anything precise. No, this is just sketching my ideas down for our final project. Normally everyone does this digitally, and still most of the class does it digitally. There's only a handful, maybe only like 5 of us who like sketch it out on trace paper and everything. But for me, there is a magic to actually drawing it with your hands. And it's just so nice to take a break from computers and trying to line up your lines and using your mouse until your fingers hurt. So this is what I've been working on, and our first 2 projects were more introductory. So with Waterloo Architecture, you jump straight into studio. You just start on your architecture immediately because we want to get as much experience as possible. Also because co-op, of course, is one of the things that we come to Waterloo for, and we need to learn all the basic skills as soon as possible so that we have better chances of getting good prospective jobs when it comes to co-op. So hand drafting, we have these different tools. They're not necessary for you to buy. Every year they will give you a list of things to buy. I bought a lot of extra tools, and I'm glad I did because now I'm utilizing them, and I just hand drafting brings me so much joy. Anyways, back to the program. So I know a lot of other schools focus more on cultural aspects, or they don't start with you designing buildings or structures. They start with like maybe analyzing a piece of furniture or something like that. But here we start with structures. And the process and the way they organize it makes so much logical sense. Because what happens is you learn something technical in building construction class, and immediately, almost immediately, you can apply it to your studio class. And so the different technicalities and also things that you learn in cultural history class, like the different contexts, they directly inform how your studio project goes. And studio is the best reflection of your overall performance. And studio is the most quote unquote important class in this program. So we work on our projects, and every Monday and Thursday we talk to our professors about it. Those are called crits. I thought they'd be scary. They are not. The professors here they're like family. Honestly, like talk to them like they're your favorite uncle or aunt, and life will be so much fun for you. So get to know everyone well. Like this is a small program, right? There's only 70 something of us. The professors all want to know us, and we want to know the professors. And you basically all get to know each other anyways. So I just love this program so much. That is all I'm going to say. I know I'm biased because I am in this program, but I do not regret turning down any of my other offers of admission. Anyways, that's about it for this video. I didn't mention lunch or dinner because as an architecture student, you just grab whatever you can eat and eat it, and then you go back to work. Sometimes I stay in studio until 11 o'clock when it closes, but yeah, other than that, I'll see you guys next time.